Let's talk about Chandler Jones. And Chandler Jones laughing, thinking it's funny when he talks about CTE, saying that he is even thinking about having a podcast because everyone thinks that he has CTE, him and Antonio Brown. Don't take my word for it. Listen to him.
But going into your conversation of the CTE thing, I think it's funny. And me and Antonio Brown were actually going to run a podcast called CTE Podcast because they're saying that we both have CTE. So I don't know the other two words in the acronym CTE, but I know the T stands for trauma. And I know it's not blunt force trauma. I know it doesn't also mean that you got hit in the head too many times. That doesn't mean that. CTE is not real. I don't believe it's real.
Because we didn't hear about it back in the day.
It's not real. CTE is not real. The T in trauma could be from being molested as a kid, from things that you went through from high school, and that could be trauma, mental trauma, emotional trauma, but not blunt force, got punched in the head, got too many tackles in the head.
All right. Chandler Jones. I do know what he was trying to say, y'all. He didn't say it, but I'm going to help decode what he was trying to say. CTE is real. We can't say it's not real. Now, that doesn't mean necessarily that the reasons people are taking their lives are CTE and as narrow as they're defining it. And that's where I think he was trying to go. Like, he kept saying trauma. Where really was it traumatic, but still trauma. Obviously, I've had teammates take their lives. I've had teammates lose their life in some interesting circumstances that was related to CTE. Now, you can't be diagnosed for CTE until you're dead. So posthumous, all of a sudden you know you had CTE. But there's a healthy assumption that most people that played any physical, brutal sport that involved their head, they have some level of CTE. I'm with Chandler Jones in this respect. I don't think I have CTE. Now, you can say once I die, you'll tell me different, and I won't listen because I'll be dead. But people will walk around and swear to me that I have some version of CTE. I know one thing about CTE, that for it to activate, for it to trigger, now, I may not be talking in extremes, I'm talking in general. It has to be triggered by life circumstances. For you to go and take your life, for you to suffer from the complications of CTE, not a single person that I have met, and now obviously they're deceased, didn't have life circumstances activate the CTE. Running out of money, running out of love for themselves, running out of perspective in terms of what life really means, going low in terms of being episodic in their depression, not thinking it would end, thinking it was life, thinking it was eternal, that moment, that episode. Every single person that I know that have dealt with CTE coupled it with something in their life that triggered that CTE. Now, you may say, well, then that's what CTE is, something that activates something that you're already predisposed to because of you playing football and those physical conditions, and there it is. But I think what Chandler's trying to say is, if I have CTE, it takes over. What I'm trying to say is, it's not independent, it's interdependent with other circumstances in your life to activate it. So a little different when you talk about CTE in the traditional way. And I know a lot of people don't want to talk about it because obviously we're talking about death and it's a sensitive subject. So we really don't have the open communication about it. But don't never shut up, we will, God dang it. So here's the thing. If life is going great, where the CTE at? Anybody? Somebody? And that's the situation. Why am I doing a Cat Williams rub? And that's the situation that I think Chandler Jones was trying to exploit and was trying to talk through. Now, all the concussions I've had, and I had more concussions outside of football than I did in football, for real. I got pushed off the swings by some bloods. I jumped in the pool trying to act like these kids from Oregon. Like, I don't bang my head, dog. I don't bang my head. Then in football, I banged my head a few times too. We didn't talk about CTE. We didn't even talk about concussions. When I played, you got your bell rung, maybe lights out or something like that. But that was it. Like, I never got knocked out playing football. Oh, yeah, I did. I forgot. I got knocked out so hard I just forgot just now. Maybe I do got CTE. Here's the thing. One time I did get blanked. Yeah, I got blanked. Fordham, junior year at Columbia, I got blanked. Because I don't remember. I remember getting the ball, and next thing I know, I remember wanting chocolate cake or wanting my mama, and then I remember peeing on the bus, trying to pee on the bus. But that wasn't the pros. That's what I meant. It wasn't the pros. Other than that, ain't no CTE. That's just getting hit hard. And the swings hurt more than that. I had 9 stitches and blood coming out. You can still see the scar right here, kind of. All right, so, do y'all think that I am? Do you think that my man Chandler Jones, I ain't going to ask Antonio Brown, you think we're in denial? Or you think there's really something to the coupling of life circumstances to CTE? I think that's what he was trying to say. You think CTE is a real thing? Beat it up in the comments. I've seen a lot of people get their butts knocked out. And I've also seen them go on to great success post-career. No CTE. No CTE. And I've also seen the flip, unfortunately.